A new year is upon us, and we still have a huge pile to get through. We whittle it down as we discuss the Stanley Parable, Batman the Telltale Series, and Heart of the Swarm. Unfortunately, take one down and then add a dozen more. Steam used Sail. It was super effective. All this and more in episode 19 of...
The Pile of Shame.
Geeks of all kinds, we know that struggle, that overwhelming pile of content to still finish. Conquer that pile and don't quit. Today's January 5th, 2017. My name's Rob, and I am your host for the support group. I go by Chai Tea out there in the gamer world, and with me tonight, to help encourage you to keep up that fight against that growing pile, are my co-hosts. Going first to Pete in nice and cold and snowy Seattle.
Yeah, I think my house is like the only place in Seattle that still has snow. I don't quite know why. It's
just
a sort
a
of
dump there. It's
localized
just
weather
localized,
phenomenon.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, glad to be here, though.
And going now to Totem. Welcome back.
Thanks. Always good to be here. It's been some time. You know, it's been pretty busy with the holidays and everything, but
Yeah, I don't
No,
think we've
glad
recorded
to,
this whole year yet.
yeah, literally the entire year. So you know, we're gonna start off strong.
Yes.
I have a good feeling about this one.
All right, well, there has been plenty to keep us occupied and away from our games, so let's kind of figure out exactly what that was in Delay of Game.
Woo!
Okay. So, Pete, what has been distracting you from the pile?
Yeah, this is the section I can talk on.
Yes.
Well, I guess I wound up, after our last show, I wound up watching way too much Japanese animation sort of stuff. And actually,
Well, at least that was
as
our
of-
homework, so...
Yeah, well, that was the thing. So, like, except it was a bunch of it was not the homework. So anyway, on Tuesday this week, I finally started watching, like, before we did our game night.
Mhm.
And then in the last 2 days, I watched all 26 episodes of Ajin.
Is it 26 on the first season? Or no, that's
No.
2 seasons.
No,
Okay.
there's
that's
2
all
seasons
of
now.
them.
Oh, you
They
scared the
just
crap
added-
out of me.
Oh, but you'll want to keep going after the first
Probably,
13,
okay.
right? So yeah, I watched a lot of that, and then I also, so I moved into my house technically, but you might hear some echo because it's still fairly empty with boxes that I've labeled with things that don't tell me what's inside. Like I had some that I labeled bees. I had more than one labeled bees. So,
Did you
so
actually have bees in there?
no.
I'm a little let down on that.
Sorry, they were wasps.
And, oh, no, hold on. Did you have a moving company that was helping you with this, or is it all you?
It's called My Family.
Okay. Well, see, your family expects this of you. Like
I
a moving
suppose that's
company,
true.
they would pick up the box and they'd say, "Okay, what is? Oh crap!" And they're dropping it.
Put it down. I'm allergic to moving for Pete. Yeah, so anyway, I've just been trying to figure out where the important things are, like my controllers that work and things like
Oh,
that.
that was a fun story on Tuesday.
Oh my god, what a freaking nightmare.
We were playing Rocket League, and well, actually, we were playing Overwatch, and we jumped into Rocket League with the group that we play with on Tuesday nights. And all of a sudden, like Pete was supposed to be in the party, and we started the game, and he wasn't there. And we were like, okay, whatever, we'll just play with the bot. That's fine. And then at the end of the round, I see Fighting Viper joins us, and Fighting Viper 2 joins us, and I was like, the hell?
That's his evil clone.
Yeah, well, and at that point, I got really confused because I'm like, what the hell did I just do? My screen is split in half vertically. So I have these, like, this tiny little play space, and I didn't realize I was now fighting Viper 2. It for some reason, it decided that I had plugged in one controller, it didn't work. I switched to a different one, unplugged the first controller, and my computer refused to admit that I had unplugged the first controller. So I was constantly player 2. And I could not, I had to reboot. I had to literally reboot to get this to go away. So that was my Rocket League Fun Fest.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now-
see, to me, it just sounded like, you know what? Let's give this team even more of a handicap.
No, see, just having him on our team, period. No, I'm kidding.
That's true.
Yes,
We
yeah,
were
that's
playing with
two of
Seth,
him,
so
One that's not even playing might be better.
the bots were doing pretty good, actually.
They were, and then I joined. Sorry. Anyway, so that's the fun. And also, one thing that's hasn't caused me problems yet, but will, is Stardew Valley, which I picked up. And
Okay, I've heard
I
good things about
foresee-
that. That's not a beatable one.
well, I don't really think so. It's sort of like Harvest Moon kind of stuff.
Okay.
So I'm foreseeing you'll be hearing that in future episodes.
Prediction 2017
Yes.
prediction. Okay. All right. Well, for me, honestly, I'm pretty happy with my gaming progress the last couple weeks. So my break from WoW meant I've been able to put times into other games. I've logged less than 6 hours over the last 2 weeks, and 4 of them were raid. So I've beat a couple games, put time into other ones. So I'm actually pretty happy. School, I've been off of school for the last 2 weeks too, which helps. So it's that's gonna stop next week. So.
I'm gonna have to step up my game to keep up with you guys.
All right, Totem, what about you, man?
Well, for me lately, I've been playing a lot of Slayaway Camp, which I talked about on our last episode. So that's eaten up quite a bit of my time. I mean, it's not really a beatable game. It's just, a lot of like puzzles and going around killing these pixelated people in very gory fashion. I can't get enough of all the pixelated gore in that and the inventive kills that they have.
God, it looked pretty entertaining in the videos that we were looking at after the show.
Yeah, other than that, though, work has picked up quite a bit for me because of the holidays, but, that'll settle down a bit for a while now. And, I've gotten back into streaming lately, so I got a new Twitch schedule set up, which is going to both help and hurt when it comes to conquering the pile based on what I'm actually streaming, so we'll see what happens.
Right, yeah, you get stuck streaming Overwatch the whole time, then it's gonna be harder.
Beat Overwatch.
Yes. I guess once you unlock everything in there, which you might already have because you dump a ton
No.
of money into that. No, you still get stuff to unlock.
No, I've nowhere near everything.
Okay. So once you do that, I guess you can mark it technically off of the pile until they release a new character. And then
I was
you're
gonna
right
say,
back
and then they'll put a new hero in.
on. Right.
I think in my case, it'll be whenever I can actually land the Reddit hook shot with Widowmaker, since I'm the worst sniper NA.
Yeah.
I think that's when I could finally claim that I've beaten Overwatch.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's good to have goals and dreams.
Since a couple of us did beat a game, let's go ahead and talk about that in Conquering the Pile. All right, so Botone might have beat a game, and Pete sometime, I'm sure, man.
I'm keeping the dream alive,
Maybe next year.
Maybe next.
That's right, 2018. Here we come.
So I beat a couple of games. One of them is the Stanley Parable. So let me tell you about the Stanley Parable. So, this is a review of a story of a man named Stanley. Stanley works in an office building and his job is to press buttons. Stanley was good at his job. And then one day, the orders for which buttons to press stopped. Stanley left his office and found that all of his coworkers were gone. He decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley came to a set of 2 doors, and the narrator told him to go through the left one, but I went through the right. This choice led me to a bizarre course of events that eventually led to a minigame dealing with a fire and a baby. This
So
game
good.
was called the Stanley Parable. So this game is based in the Source engine, and it's a very well-written critique of game design and player choice and player freedom in video games. There are a number of different endings, and you have to play through what is essentially a choose-your-own-adventure book, but with a voice in your head trying to tell you what to pick.
It's so good.
The gameplay is very simple. You walk and sometimes interact with things. That's it. No shooting, no talking, no jumping. In fact, there's an achievement for trying to jump a bunch of times. It's called, no, seriously, we disabled that. I found about 12 endings of the game myself without pulling up a list, but then I Googled a list of the other ones so I could experience them. I've experienced, I think there's like 19 total endings. I've experienced 18 of the 19, and the 19th one is just kind of a offshoot of one of the other ones. If you want to taste the game, I streamed a few of the different endings at youtube.poshame.com. You can pull up a Let's Play of that. So overall, the writing is fantastic. The voice acting from the narrator is superb, and it's really just a clever, fun, witty, and humorous game. I had no idea what to expect going into this, and the first time I played it through, I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. And then the second time I played it through, it got really weird, and the narrator went along with it, and that just made it hilarious. So, totally recommend playing this one.
And the nice thing, I mean, it's a pretty short game, so it makes it really easy to get through like a bunch of the different endings, right?
Yeah, and it even like shortcut some of it eventually. Like after you get through this one segment like 3 or 4 times, it just like the narrator's like, yeah, blah blah, but you know what's going on, and press a button and he goes through. Yeah.
And I guess the amusing thing to me too was I actually played the demo of this game at a PAX before it came out, and they made a totally different. It was like a totally separate demo version.
Really?
Yeah, so there's like, here's an example of what the Stanley Parable is like, and there's a wall of buttons and it says pick any button. You go and you hit one and it tells you some terrible thing about yourself, like, 90% of people who push that button are pedophiles, just stuff like that. So I don't know. It's cool to me that they even bothered to make a totally separate demo.
Yeah, there's a way that you can find your way into Stanley's heaven. I'm not going to tell you how to do that because spoilers, but when you get into heaven, it is a giant circular wall of buttons. And it's like there's this heavenly chorus in the background going, buttons, buttons, buttons. And and you just click buttons. That's all you can do. There's nothing else.
It is pretty excellent.
Oh, man. So overall, my rating, I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 buttons. So
well done.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely recommend picking up this game. So I'm going to pass it off to Totem to tell us about another game.
Alright, so these past couple of nights, I did a playthrough of Batman the Telltale Series. And it's worth noting, like, I really haven't played too much of the Telltale series outside of the first season of The Walking Dead. So going in, I pretty much knew kind of what to expect because, Telltale series has a niche to what type of game it is, the art style, how the story plays out, all of that. Now, Batman, the Telltale series, explores the world of Batman, telling his story from a new perspective. You have several well-known villains making an appearance throughout the game, so there's no shortage of fun characters and interactions between them. And if anyone is unfamiliar with how Telltale tells their stories, they basically release 5 episodes over a few months span. Or you could, just buy them all together, which is what I ended up doing for the Steam sale.
Wait until the whole story's there, and then just buy the bundle.
Yep.
A good choice.
So, it focuses on a relatively passive experience with a few short interactions and action scenes based around some quick-time events. And then with each episode, they introduce new aspects of the story, so they begin to unfold and leave you with a bit of a cliffhanger at the end of each one. Which is
time events, everybody's favorite gameplay mechanic, right?
Yes. Especially when you don't expect them. They're always the best ones. And, of course, the choices that you make influence the outcome of the game. So throughout this, we see a story unfold that involves, a lot of different villains that we already know, and it introduces a brand new one. And the Bruce Batman storyline is done extremely well. And it does a good job of reflecting how your interactions and choices change the story of this game. The only real issue I had with it was one of the gameplay mechanics, which is the detective mode.
Not a
Now-
fan of detective mode.
I know Batman is, the world's greatest detective, but I just feel like there could have been many different ways to do a better job of the short portions that they had to tie the clues together, whether it was making it a little bit more in-depth implementation, or just add in a more interesting twist to it, because it's just like you're basically wandering around the scene, basically just looking at different pieces, and then you're having to click on one thing, move around the room, click on another, and then see if they interact, and then it would play like a sequence, or you would like map out your like attack that you're going to do, leading up to those quick time events. I don't know, just that part of it kind of fell flat, at least for me.
So not quite like the. Have you played the other Batman games like Arkham
Yes,
Asylum?
I've played all the Arkham series.
Okay. So nothing like that then.
Right. But I mean, I knew going in, like, it wasn't going to be like an
Yeah,
action-oriented game, because this is Telltale.
Yes. Yeah. They have sort of a, I guess, a limited way to play.
Yep.
Which
Yeah, a lot of
which
the
is
games are the
fine,
same.
because what they do extremely well. So the story, the flow, and the lead-up portions, as the story unravels, were well executed. From time to time, the game begins, and you start to live the story, and it's very captivating. And they've really found a nice niche with games that base their middle evolution around the choices of the players. And of course, you have different iterations of the Batman origin story that we've heard, countless times, but it was very refreshing to see the story kind of evolve based on the player, because it just gave it a unique type of flow. And enough of the core was kept to be a Batman story, because, you had the iconic villains in here, you had the Batmobile, of course, you dealt with the flashback sequences, dealing with Bruce witnessing the murder of his parents, which, we've probably seen I don't know how many times at this point. It's not enough. You have to watch it again.
No.
Martha.
Goodness.
Rip. But yeah, just being able to choose and see the consequences or benefits of being like empathetic as Bruce can change how Batman operates, but it doesn't get to the point where Batman can't be a major force to be reckoned with. And each of them have their own influences, which makes the game interesting and develop well. But despite that, it never gets to the point where you feel as if either one of them is unstoppable or immortal. And there are even times in the story where they kind of get put in their place. And even Batman has to get saved at one point.
Oh no.
Yes. So all in all, Batman, the Telltale series, very engaging game. The total playthrough took me about 8 hours to complete.
Fairly average for a Telltale game.
Yep, so the story, fun, engaging, has quite a few tricks up its sleeves. And if you're a fan of Batman, or if you're looking for a good cinematic type experience to immerse yourself in, Batman is a definite buy for me. And I rated this one a 4.5 I'm Batman out of 5.
Oh, nice. Did you play through as jerk Batman, or were you like good guy Batman? Good guy.
Okay,
Bruce?
so the thing that I loved about this is there were so many different ways that you can kind of portray Batman. You can be kind of like the good guy, he wants to keep things to the books, or you could really be a menace. And I remember there was one decision in particular where you have this like shooter strung up, and you have the option of either breaking the shooter's arm or not. And I broke his arm because, it's for Gotham's best interest here. And when it got to the end of that specific episode, the percentile differential between the two choices was 0.6%. So it was nearly 50-50.
Wow, an even split.
Yeah.
I forgot they do that. Yeah, they show you like what the breakdown was for the different
Yeah, so
paths.
I
Right?
guess Life is Strange took a play out of Telltale's book, is they do the same
they
thing.
do a similar thing.
And yeah, and even they had the 5 episodes, and after every chapter, yeah, it tells you the kind of breakdown of the major decisions. So it's
Nice.
interesting.
Well, I do remember I played. I think the only Telltale game I've actually finished was Jurassic Park, but it had an achievement in there called Bad Parents, and I remember that I think I got that achievement without trying. It involved like not catching your daughter or something like that. I don't know. So that's my Telltale jerk face experience.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of Telltale games sitting in my library in my pile, ready to be played.
Me
so
too.
it'd be a good one to go to. I know I've got The Walking Dead. I think Evan gave that to me like 3 years ago for Christmas, and I haven't even played it at all.
Oh no.
I'm a
Yeah,
jerk.
well,
All
I
right.
feel that.
All right, well, let's talk about a game that came out sometime in like 2014, maybe 2013, 2012. I forget when this came out.
Half-Life 2.
No, well,
No.
it is a 2, but it's not Half-Life 2. We're going to be talking about StarCraft 2, Heart of the Swarm.
I remember that one. I remember when that one came out. It was a while ago.
It was a while ago. So this is the middle chapter of the StarCraft 2 trilogy, focusing on the Zerg side. So this story follows Kerrigan as she adjusts to being human again after Raynor saved her in Wings of Liberty. Spoiler! The gameplay is pretty typical RTS. Build base, go after enemy, kill enemy, defend base, etc. Overall, the mechanics were kind of cool. The new stuff they tested out, and testing out kind of new Zerg units was pretty fun. But as far as the actual like RTS itself, when I'm playing like multiplayer, I'm utterly terrible at it. I used to be good back in StarCraft 1, at least good for like the 6 people I played with, but now I'm terrible at it. But so I played this on
based on sample size.
right based on my sample size. I was pretty good, but now the sample size is the entirety of the world. I kind of suck. So I played this on normal difficulty, and I probably could have gone harder because I never failed a single mission. But it did get pretty hectic at the end. I thought I was going to lose one of the last campaign missions. So similar to Wings of Liberty, if you played that, you get to choose upgrades to units as the game progresses. So you unlock new units with each mission and then get to choose upgrades to those units later on. And you don't really get anything simulating the full hectic game until very late in the campaign, because you unlock your power units later on in the campaign. So you start off just messing around with Zerglings, and then you get roaches and Hyderlists, etc. So the story, nothing to write home about. The cinematics, Blizzard always knocks their cinematics completely out of the park. So the cinematics were fantastic. But the story between the cinematics was all right. It was kind of nice seeing the story progression of the characters, from the first arc, Wings of Liberty. But and it clearly sets up Legacy of the Void campaign. So this is a typical middle one where it's like you have a victory, but it's a loss at the same time, and yeah.
Oh, the unloved middle child
Yeah,
of the
of every
gaming
trilogy. Yeah.
trilogy.
So overall, I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5. Shit, I have to come up with this.
3 out of 5 whats?
Burrowed Zerglings. There we go. Gameplay isn't terribly new. It's the same gameplay that you have seen in RTSs for years. The story is good, but not great. It doesn't push the envelope very hard for an RTS. Worth playing, definitely, but it's not going to make any sort of game of the year. Maybe it won a game of the year. I don't know. I didn't check. But
Probably not.
Probably not.
Did it introduce any new mechanics, or was it just units?
From time to time, each campaign mission, you might have like a new little mechanic for that particular mission. But no like overarching gameplay mechanic. You have a hero, and that was introduced in Warcraft 3, right? So you have a hero, a champion, and then you've got the actual base stuff you build up. So it's similar gameplay to that. You have an evolution track for your hero as you progress. through the campaign. You've got the evolutions for your units you can do between the campaign missions. You can kind of choose your path between campaign missions. So if you want to get through the main campaign, you can skip a few of the side missions and stuff. But yeah, overall, this doesn't really do anything too new.
All right, I can believe it.
Overall, good game, solid game. So well done, Blizzard. But I'm going to play Legacy of the Void, and hopefully it won't take quite as long this time.
Wait, how long did this one take?
Well, I mean, like to play, because I don't even know when this came out. I bought it like right away.
Oh,
then,
yeah.
I don't know when this actually was released. I think I want to say like 2013 or something like that. It might even have been 2012.
Can
Google that for you. 2013, apparently.
Okay.
oh wow. Can your Legacy of the Void gradient scale be you must construct additional pylons?
Yes.
Okay, good. I just wanted to clear that up first.
Yeah, I need I give the game a 3 out of 5. Need more overlords.
Perfect.
All right, so now that we've beat 3 games, I'm sure that lowered our pile a little bit. So we'll be
Some of us.
yeah, we'll be just fine going into the next section here, because we wouldn't possibly like bump that up several notches, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
It was bad.
We can't stop, and we won't stop.
Nope.
Damn you, Steam sale. Oh, all right.
So bad.
Totem. Let's see the damage.
Oh boy. All right. So so yeah, winter sale. I tried. I tried. I really did. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I need stuff to play until Resident Evil 7 comes out. So I'm like, all right. So I'm by all of the things. I'm like, okay, like, I know I want to start a lot of the Telltale Series stuff. So I'm like, okay, I picked up Batman, obviously, because I reviewed it. I picked up The Wolf Among Us. I picked up the Game of Thrones, a Telltale Series. And then outside of Telltale, I picked up Bastion.
Excellent game.
That's a good game, yeah.
I picked up Distance, which is like a racing, like futuristic Tron, like Hot Wheels type game that's pretty cool. It has a really awesome soundtrack.
Oh, nice.
So not really a beatable game per se, but just something to mess around in. I picked up Dying Light.
Oh, I've got a friend who's playing through that right now.
I picked up Inside for PC, even though I have it for PS4, because I figured like I'm going to play it on PC before I even pick it up on PS4. So,
All right.
that's a thing. And then worst case scenario, I could always give the PS4 one or loan it to someone after I tell them about it. I didn't pick up. I got Killing Floor 2 from a giveaway.
Oh,
Yay.
all right. That's
So
a fun
that's
one.
always good. I picked up Nekapara volumes 0 through 2.
I
So
do
visual
love that we
novel.
started with a 0.
Yeah, that's always weird to me when people do that, but yeah, that's the thing that happened.
Programmers.
Yep. Ori and the Blind Forest.
Excellent game.
Going back, this had already been on someone else's list.
Yeah, that-
Sakura Dungeon.
Yeah.
Go into the guilty pleasures. I picked up Transistor. And then just today, this was even after the
Oh,
winter
no.
sale, I picked up Corpse Party.
Oh, that's like an RPG kind of thing, right?
Yes, it's based on the anime.
Okay, I have some of the comics. So yeah.
But yeah,
that was-
there's my damage.
That, that was a critical hit.
Yes.
Oh. All right, Pete. You didn't get damaged quite as hard, right?
Sorry, I was just trying to count how many I bought. It
He's
was
lost count,
bad.
ladies and gentlemen.
It was
he can't
bad.
count.
It's double digits. I ran out of fingers. Sorry, I had to use some toes. Well, yeah. So I already spoiled one of these. I should have put a spoiler alert earlier. It's Stardew Valley picked up, which is just a farming game. I've been playing a mobile game called Paradise Bay that I realized, this is kind of entertaining, but it's freemium and aggravating. So maybe I'll try one of these other farming simulators. So I bought that. We'll see how that goes. Let's see. I also got Read Only Memories. It's like I don't know if it's a visual novel thing or what, but I've seen it at a few trade show kind of things and wanted to try it. Just Cause 3, because
Just Cause 2
explosions.
isn't enough.
No. Well, I hope the multiplayer mod is glitchy.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. I think
wow.
I have that game somewhere in my library. Yep, I do.
Oh, fantastic. Well,
I think you can play it co-op.
I think we're gonna have to do that.
Yes.
Why? Just 'cause.
Oh.
3. Yeah. Let's see. I got Hyperdimension Neptunia U, which is like
Wait,
you've
there's
got a
U?
Neptunia game you're playing. U is like hack and slash. It's a third person
Okay.
beat 'em up kind of thing. That one's probably, I don't know if that'll be quality or not, but what the hell? It's got it's got features. I don't know. Anyway, Shadow Warrior 2, so I can join Totem in that. At some point.
Yeah.
I also bought Inside on PC, but I didn't have it on PS4 yet.
Oh, well.
But that's okay, because the last Steam sale, I bought Alien Isolation on PC, and I already have that on PS4, so I've done that elsewhere. Cat on a Diet, which
has to be a sequel or related somewhere to your Cat Girl Without a Salad, right?
well, there's only one way to find out, and it's not by Googling it. I'm just gonna have to play it. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Some of these I was gifted, and there's still a bit of a mystery, like Blood and Bacon, although I think that one is pretty self-explanatory, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so self-explanatory that their official website is their Facebook page.
It just oozes quality. So I can't wait to try that one out. Grand Theft Auto 5,
Yay!
which everybody loves.
That was good.
And I just held off a long time. I was gifted that, so Dark Souls 2, because I don't hate my life enough. I don't know. And then Rob, you gave me Life is Strange, so now I have no excuse.
Oh, nice.
I think on my gifting thing, I was like, what the actual F? I've only been gushing about this for the entirety of the podcast.
I know.
Yeah, I need
It's
to
true.
finish my playthrough too. I think what stopped me was the fact that my action caused someone to jump off of a roof, and then I just felt like an asshole.
Oh my god.
I'll get back to that.
And you haven't got around to playing what the hell? I can't think of the game name now. What's the one? PS4 game, horror genre. Oh crap, I can't think of it now. Oh, well.
Until dawn.
Yes. That's the one.
Not yet.
Okay. Well, you can see how many bad decisions you can make there too. Also added Tales of Zestiria from I got gifted that by 2 people.
Yeah. Luckily, I was able to get a refund on that one.
That is good. Owl Boy, I'm looking forward to playing that. Heard good things about it. And then Arizona Sunshine. I don't remember if I got that before the last podcast or not, but
You didn't mention it last time. I would have remembered that, I think.
VR zombie shooting, because why
Yay.
not? So there you go. 14, I think, was the count.
Wow. Okay, so I really don't feel as bad then. And
Well, that makes one of us.
actually, I didn't buy any games. These were all Christmas games, so
Oh,
I'm fine with that. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. So I get to see Jon Snow get killed another way.
fantastic.
Spoilers.
Batman Arkham Knight. I've had all the Batman games, but it's like I'm so far behind now.
Oh, but they're good. I don't know about Arkham
Oh,
Knight.
well, just a note about Arkham Knight. The Batmobile, they kind of just force you into a lot.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Just so you know.
Let's see. Owlboy, I was gifted by Pete. So
Ha.
when I got that, I was like, "The fuck? Like, what is this?" Let's see. I also got Stellaris and Fallout 4. I forget which other one you gave me. I can't remember if it was
I
Batman
think
or
that was
Stellaris.
Stellaris.
Stellaris. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So yeah, that added on to my library, but I didn't actually buy anything for myself over the Steam sale. I don't think.
Lucky dog.
Yeah.
Shame.
Yeah.
Shame.
Yeah. Oh well, maybe I'll have another chance here as we talk about what's on sale. But it's on sale.
Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, you missed your opportunity there, Steam. All
Well,
right.
they gave you plenty of opportunity.
Yes. All right. Well, if you are a PS Plus member, there's plenty of games out on the PS4 for you to pick up. All of them this time are available on the PS4. So normally they're like a ton of them are broken out in like Vita and PS3 and stuff. But there's Asken 2: The World Beneath, Day of the Tentacle Remastered, which sounds like it should be X-rated.
Oh, excellent.
This Swindle, this War of Mine: The Little Ones,
Oh, that's going to be depressing.
and Titan Souls. All of those
I
are
don't
available
know
on the
if that's going to be
PS4.
depressing.
Yeah, I don't even know what's any of those games. So, but they are free, so you can pick those up. If you have Xbox Live, you can pick up starting January 1st. You can pick up Death Trap: World of Van Helsing. Starting January 16th, you can pick up Killer Instinct Season 2. And up until January 15th, you can pick up Outlast.
It's supposed to be a good game. I think I own it.
I believe I have that one as well.
All right, well, that's it. No, Humble Bundle, they just finished their game dev one, and the next
what are
one
they
out
on now?
is
Oh,
Assassin's Creed.
Oh god, don't tell me it has Unity.
Probably does.
Yes, it does. If you pay $15 or more, you get Assassin's Creed Unity and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Oh, that's terrible. It's on the top tier portion of it.
Oh, well, I guess that gives you an out.
Yeah. So if you want to pick up like a ton of Assassin's Creed games, you can go to humblebundle.com. I know Best Buy is having a really good sale on a few select titles right now. And again, I can't emphasize this enough. If you want cheap gaming deals, follow @VideoGameDeals on Twitter. It's the Cheap Ass Gamer forums, and they post out all the deals coming out. I will retweet some of them if I know they're good games. Like I retweeted Life is Strange a few times. So yeah, follow them, and they will save you some money and destroy your wallet.
Surprise!
Nice.
But a little bit less than it would have otherwise.
Right. All right. Well, let's talk about what's coming up next in coming attractions. All right, Pete, what's up?
Well, I've been pretty bad about this sort of section, but I figured I'd take this chance to lay out some goals for myself in 2017. I won't call them resolutions; I'll call them goals because
Okay.
then people won't get mad at me. Anyway, so I'm hoping that'll force me to actually beat some stuff. Although I haven't figured out a punishment or a punitive measure if I don't make my goals, so I'm relying on you guys to help me out with that.
Okay.
But so think about it.
I'll hire Ted to come tase you
Perfect. That sounds on the stream.
and record it. Yeah.
So you got 12 months to think that up. So
Alright.
we'll see. But anyway, here we go. So I guess my goal is pretty simple. I'm just going to try and beat 12 games this year. And that is one a month for those of you who don't want to do the math.
That's just hard. Don't make me do
I
this.
know. And I'm adding on some extra things there, some caveats, that one of those is going to be one of the weird Japanese games that I've bought over the years.
Okay.
I have a couple of them in mind. We'll see which one it winds up being. And then one of the other games, I'm going to finish my freaking one-handed Alien Colonial Marines playthrough. So
Do you have enough liquor in your house for that?
no, not right now, but I've got 12 months to stockpile. I don't
accumulating.
know. Oh my god. I might have to have friends over for that one. It's
Yeah.
It's brutal. I think that's not on the YouTube, is it? I might have to see.
I think it is. I think I posted that out there.
Oh God.
Your
Well,
your computer was potato quality stream, but it was there.
that's true. Yeah, I forgot. That was before I can't say I figured out streaming yet, but I had even less figured it out then.
Right.
So there we go, and hopefully you guys have some goals as well.
Indeed. You had another goal listed there too.
Oh yes, right. Now that because I have to be like a hipster, I have to actually start using Twitter now that the company is sort of imploding and everybody's leaving, all their top brass. And so far, I don't know that I posted anything except for a couple retweets. So
Well,
So
it's
follow
because
me.
you haven't been tweeting. That's the whole reason it's gone downhill. It's
oh
all
my
your fault.
God, yes. All right, so
Save the company.
follow me, and we will we'll raise the sinking ship that is Twitter. We're gonna do it, guys.
All right, Sodom, what are you gonna be up to?
I think next I'm just gonna continue the Telltale series. So I am planning on streaming some Game of Thrones tonight, and then I'll probably hit up some of the Wolf Among Us after that.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right. Well, do you have any goals too?
Yeah, mine's pretty lofty, I'm not gonna lie. My goal this year is to average beating a game every 2 weeks throughout
Alright,
the year.
So we have
That is-
26 game reviews coming out in 2017 from Sodom. We've got one down, 25 to go.
I mean, with me streaming 5 nights a week, I think it's doable.
Yeah, as long as
if
you
I
don't
can...
get caught into the playing Overwatch and stuff like that.
What? Me? Nah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Play all really short games.
Right. Yeah, it's like you're getting to
Anything
the end
that's
and
4 to 8 hours that
you're
I can do
getting
in
into
one sitting.
December, and you're like, oh, I've only beaten like 15. Okay, well we got I've already done Firewatch crap, Stanley Parable, and let's go. I beat Solitaire. Does that count?
That's right. I beat it like 10 times in one day.
Let's see. So for me, what I'll be streaming next, and I've already streamed this a little bit. I don't know if I'll be streaming it actually because it's a little risque, but
A little.
Sure.
there's no nipples. It's fine. But Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth is what I'm playing right now, and I didn't realize how much boob physics there were in that game. So
Of course.
It's an anime game. What did you expect?
I didn't know what to expect going into it. All I saw was like it was very colorful, and someone gifted it to me, and I'm like, okay, well, let's try this. And so I was streaming it, and one of my friends came on and he retweeted. He says, "All right, I turned that on for about 5 minutes. My wife walked in the room, and I got very embarrassed and turned it off. Sorry." Oops.
Oh,
Hey, at least
nice.
it wasn't Secure Dungeon, so there's that.
That's probably worse.
Well, that depends on what patch you have.
Yeah, patch I got. I'm not streaming that. All right, so I will be trying to finish that game up. I don't know how many hours that is. It's a JRPG, so probably a lot. But that's what I'm going to be playing next. My goal is it's much less lofty than either of yours. It's just put some time each week into beatable games. Don't get sucked into something like Legion or Rocket League where it takes up all of my time. So I'm going to still be playing things like Rocket League, Overwatch, Legion, but I want to say at least once a week, put aside the hours I normally game in that and put into something beatable. So
All right. A good goal.
yes, so
Achievable.
already proving difficult, but I'm doing it.
Well, you've got plenty of time to improve it.
Right. So if you're looking forward to our discussion of Ajin, me and Totem have not finished it yet. So
Pete watched 26 episodes.
Yeah,
in
the
like 2
person
days.
that issued this hasn't even started it, so my bad.
well done.
And then I saw like season 2 came out, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to watch season 2 now. Not that we were planning on it, but I'm like, I saw it. I'm like, if I start this, I'm just going to end
You're
up
gonna have to
watching
end up,
season 2
yeah.
regardless.
So I'm watching it with Lady Chai, so we have to set aside kind of a couple hours. Like 2 weeks ago, we're like, okay, 13 episodes. That's about an episode a day. We can do this, and then it's like New Year's and stuff like that, where we didn't get an episode in, and So we're averaging about one every other day. We finished episode 7 last night, so hopefully we can at least talk about season 1 by next show. Hopefully. So sorry, guys.
I believe in everyone.
Right. Let's see if Pete remembers it by the time we actually finish it.
That's right. What show was that? I watched 3 others.
Well, at least he finished something.
Oh,
Oh, burns.
man. All right, let's get some salt for that. All right, well, if you'd like to game with us, you can find the links to all of our different gaming profiles and more in the show notes of each episode at poshame.com. So I stream kind of randomly nowadays, so follow the show. I'll tweet out on there. And also me, you can follow me on Twitter, and we'll give that out a little bit later. For notifications of when I'm going live, I'll basically give like a 5-minute warning. Hey, I'm going live. So hop on in. I love interacting with the chat room when I'm there. So, Totem.
All right, well, I'll be streaming pretty much on a regular basis now, every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, and Thursday. Granted, we record on Thursday, so if it's a record night, it will be after the podcast. If it's not a record night, at the normal time at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, over at twitch.tv/terminally so feel free to stop by, chat, and watch me conquer the pile.
All right, and Pete.
I pinky swear I will start streaming again on Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. Pacific time, for whatever Wednesday, because I've been doing really poorly.
All right, whatever Wednesday will return. All right, to get in contact with the show, email us at show@poshame.com. Pete, how can everyone best reach us?
Right, well, you can go to the Twitters and find Rob at @the_chai_tea. Pete is at Fighting Viper and might actually start posting. Totem is at TotemlyDrunkCTR, and the show can be followed at POShame.
All right, guys, conquer that pile and don't quit. We'll be back in a couple weeks with more content to add to the pile. Until then, don't get smothered by your pile of shame.
I rolled a 20.